Morning, guys. Reading from Proverbs chapter 20, reading from 21 to 30. Verse 21, an inheritance gained hurriedly at the beginning will not be blessed in the end. And so trying to chase after quick money, lottery, is not a blessing. Many warnings against this. I'll just read a couple of other Proverbs. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. It's Proverbs 13:11. 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. So in the end, it leads to poverty. God wants us to rather build on it little by little. Proverbs 28:20. A faithful man will abound with blessing, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. In other words, God will punish those who try to chase after quick riches. God wants us to work hard for our money. Back to Proverbs 20, verse 22. Do not say, I will repay evil. Wait for the Lord, and he will save you. It's not for us to take the law into our own hands and to pay evil for evil. We allow the governments and the police and what God has set up to deal with the crime. Verse 23. Differing weights are an abomination to the Lord, and a false scale is not good. And this proverb gets repeated throughout Proverbs. Just a reminder for us to be honest businessmen, honestly deal with measures, and not say we put this in and put that in and we haven't. Ducking and diving. We must be honest with our dealings. Verse 24. Man's steps are ordained by the Lord. How then can man understand his way? So this speaks of the sovereignty of God. God has given each man a liberty to have a freedom. He's not forced to do things, but in that freedom, everything is ordained by God. Everything is in God's sovereignty, and so his steps are ordained by God. He may have plans. Verse 16, chapter 16 of verse 9. Heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Proverbs 16:1. The plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. And so man can try to plan things, but God ultimately works it out, and he has the answer. Proverbs 16:33. The lot is cast into the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. And so every outcome is in God's control. Back to Proverbs 20:25. It is a trap for a man to say rashly, it is holy, and after the vows to make iniquity. There's many hypocrites out there, many pretenders that will say things to get their own way. There's nothing worse than someone who just says, let's say, a wedding vow in front of public, and then he just goes and breaks those vows and means nothing. We need to be people of our word. And so let's not say rashly, it is holy, and then afterwards go and sin. Verse 26. A wise king winnows the wicked and drives the threshing wheel over them. In other words, a wise government will deal with sin. He'll punish evildoers. He'll lock criminals up. He'll have capital punishment. He'll deal with and winnow that sin out of the land. Verse 27. The spirit of a man is the lamp of the Lord, searching all the innermost parts of his being. Ultimately, a man is what he is on the inside, not what he says. It's what is the inner man. 2 Corinthians 1:12. For our boast is this, the testimony of our conscience, that we have behaved in the world with simplicity and godly sincerity, not by earthly wisdom, but by the grace of God. So how are you conducting yourself? Is God doing a work in you? Do you have Jesus in your heart, that you are now living that, not just speaking? Verse 28. Loyalty and truth preserve the king, and he upholds his throne by righteousness. The glory of a young man is their strength, and the honor of the old man is their grey hair. Stripes that wound scour away evil, and strokes reach the innermost parts. And so just a couple of proverbs at the end, reminding us that yes, young men have strength, but old men have wisdom. If we spare the rod, we spoil the child. A rod is for the back of the fool, and he learns because it goes right inside him. And that's the only way to learn is by, and for some people, is by a rod.